Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast. Today's topic, real estate mindset, cultivating a wealth building mentality.
Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast with Scott Whitwam, your blueprint to financial abundance. Settle in as we explore the mindset and methods for wealth building through real estate.
Welcome back. This is Scott Whitwam, and today we are talking about mindset, which is really important. So I want to talk about, wealth building mindset for real estate investing, because a lot of times when I'm talking to people about getting involved in investing, they really haven't developed the way of thinking, the real estate mentality. They haven't even developed a wealth building mentality. A lot of times I have people, and this is true in any industry. It doesn't matter whether it's car buying or whether it's grocery shopping. You get a lot of looky-loos. You get people like, oh boy, I'd like to get involved in real estate. I watched this video or I talked to this person and I think I could do that. But they really haven't taken the time to learn what they need to know in order to be successful. And so I thought it'd be good if we took some time to talk about the mindset required for real estate investing. The type of things that we need to think about our abilities, the abilities to make a difference with the skills that we have so that we can achieve what it is that we want in the area of real estate. Because if we don't first change our mindsets, we're gonna go in thinking one thing and find out that what we're trying to really need to accomplish is something totally different. Let me just give you for instance. Years ago, I had a client move out here to my area from the East Coast, and he wanted to invest in rental properties. But he had watched some videos. He had learned some information that was all about how to flip properties, about how to fix and flip houses, and he was trying to use that same methodology in acquiring rental properties. And they're two totally different objectives in a fix and flip environment than in a buy and hold environment. And he was losing out on great deals. And so we actually sat down and I said, hey, look, Dave, we need to do this differently. I said, I know you've been a little bit resistant in this area, but we've got to really change the way that you think about the type of real estate investing that you're doing. And so we had a chance to talk. We had a chance to go over some of the differences between what he thought he needed and what he really needed. And really that gets right down to it. The condition of our mind really determines our outcomes. I say very often that the condition of our mind determines our destination in life. So watch how you think, because your life is shaped by your thoughts. And if we don't change our mindset, if we don't change the way we think, we don't change our perceptions, we will wonder why it's not working, why we're not being successful, why we're struggling. And I get this sometimes too, when I'm talking with investors who are looking at getting into a different type of real estate investing. Maybe they are doing fix and flip, and they want to get over to a buy and hold, whether it's short-term rentals or whatever they want to do, and they use the same mentality they do in fix and flip. They may increase costs. They may end up buying properties or having the inability to buy properties because they haven't shifted their mentality a little bit. Now, obviously, once you get skilled at this, a lot of this stuff will flow back and forth. But when you first get into it, you don't change your mentality, you're gonna have some problems. And we see the same thing when people try to scale, when people try to go from having one or two rental properties, or maybe doing 3, 4, or 5 flips a year, and they want to get into doing a dozen flips a year, running multiple crews, doing multiple properties at one time. If you don't change the way that you think about the business, you may find out that you're operating on one set of principles or one set of guidelines that really doesn't operate in the other areas. But if you change your mindset to be flexible, you change your mindset to be willing to go and learn and find out and experience what you need to do to be successful, it will take you a long ways. And actually, I learned a lot of this when I was actually coaching high school baseball. When I was coaching high school baseball players, this was a very valuable lesson that I learned about about others. I had learned it about myself when I was playing, but it's one thing when you learn things about, about yourself, about yourself. But when I started coaching other people, I was like, well, I know this person has more talent than what we're seeing or experiencing on the field. And I would see people with less talent and better mindsets regarding the game, regarding their overall approach at their position, at their times at bat, literally at the game methodology, than players with more talent, and they would outshine them. They would have better statistics than they did. They'd have better batting averages. And so what I would have to do as a baseball coach is identify the people that had the skills and help them change their mindset from being somebody who just played baseball to becoming a baseball player. And that's the same thing with real estate investing. We want to take you from being somebody who just maybe is investing in real estate to being a real estate investor, where your mindset change, where you look at things differently and people look at you differently, because now you're bringing an air of confidence and a skill with you into the arena of what you do, into your negotiations, into your activities with finding and sourcing and communicating deals. It makes a big difference. And it's all attached to mindset. You will only achieve what you are able to believe. And there's a difference between saying you believe and developing the mindset of belief, because they are very, very different. For instance, somebody who says they believe but doesn't take any action in support of what it is that they say they believe really doesn't believe it. They may mentally assent to it. They may think, oh yeah, I can do this. But there's so many people that are sitting on the sideline that have the skills, that have the ability, but they really don't have the belief in being able to accomplish. And that's the difference between somebody who just talks about it and somebody who really believes in it. Is somebody that gets in and actually starts doing something, starts moving something forward, starts taking action, starts to go out and get the experience, starts to learn and grow and develop into really that fullness, that and you could say into that professional nature. And that's what the baseball example is about. It's about taking people who think, or those who believe, and now trying to develop that into their professional nature. And when it comes to real estate investing, if you can change your mindset and get to that area of belief, then you can turn this into a business. So the other thing we need to do is we really need to understand the wealth mindset. It's one thing just to understand how our mindsets work, but we need to understand the wealth mindset, because it is a different mindset. When I talk about wealth building mentality in real estate, when I talk about having a wealth mindset, it's about the ability to break through that invisible barrier, that invisible ceiling that holds people down because they don't have a belief that they should obtain a certain amount of money. The first time you make $20,000 in a deal that takes less than 30 days, it helps to start encourage and support the belief system, but you'll never get there. You'll never know what it's like to make $50,000 in 30 days on a deal. You'll never know what it's like to do 4 $50,000 deals in a month if you don't have the belief to start taking action moving forward. And when you start to build that wealth mentality, you start to see yourself as that wealthy person, the ability to accomplish these type of things. And then when we sit down and we talk with our investors, and we see that not only have they done 5-figure deals, but they've done 6-figure deals, and they've done multiple 6-figure deals, but they didn't start there. Everybody had to develop their wealth building mentality so that they could get to that level. They had to see themselves there. Belief always is followed by action. Unbelief is always followed by inaction. So when you really do believe something, you're going to take action towards accomplishing that which you believe in. But the problem is most people really don't believe. They just are having mental assent. They're just making positive confessions. They're trying to stay positive, but they really aren't taking the kind of action they need in order to become successful and achieve that capability. So some of the distinct characteristics of somebody who has a wealth building mentality is they have perseverance. They continue to persevere. They don't give up. They have resilience. They don't let setbacks discourage them. They focus on long-term wealth creation. They're not looking for get rich quick, but they're willing to do the things that it takes. They begin to change the way they think. They change what they watch. They change what they listen to. They may change the people that they hang around, and it's all part of the wealth building mentality. One of the things that we all have to do along the process is overcome limiting beliefs. There are certain things out there that just limit your ability to believe that you deserve to be a wealth builder, that you deserve to be rich, that you deserve to get to the place where you're making game-changing money. There's so many things that can hinder our success in real estate investing, like fear of failure. If you're bound by fear of failure, you can believe all you want, but when it comes time to take action, something's going to stop you. You're always going to overanalyze things. If you have a scarcity mindset that you believe that there's only a limited amount of opportunities out there in the world, the reality is there's more opportunities out there than there are people to take advantage of them. And then the other thing that a lot of times hold people down is this imposter syndrome. Well, I don't want to tell people I'm an investor because I really have only done 4 or 5, 10 deals. I really don't feel like an investor. But that's imposter syndrome. You're an investor when you make the decision to become an investor, when you make the decision to change your mindset, when you make your decision to change your lifestyle into a wealth builder lifestyle. That's when you become that person. And then you take the actions that support that. And that's how belief works. That's how it works is you believe it, you take action. If you don't believe it, you won't take action, and you'll say things like, well, I'm not as good as this other guy. I'm not as good as that investor. I don't have the skills, and therefore, I can't tell people I'm an investor. And so I thought it'd be good. I'm just going to share a couple practical strategies to help shift mindsets, to overcome limited beliefs, and adopt a more empowering mindset, because really that's what we all need. Number one, I think the big thing is get around big thinkers. It's important to get around people who think bigger than you, who act bigger than you. I mean, that's the other thing is get around big doers. I have some books that I actually brought in the studio today. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Fighting for Excellence in Leadership. You need to read the right books. I love this book, Supernatural Business by Mike Rovner. I mean, John Maxwell's books and so on and so on. You have got to get around big thinkers. You've got to get to where you're reading books about success, where you're reading books about what it takes in order to achieve. And then you need to get around those people that think big, that are willing to push you into doing bigger things. And it really will take you to the next level. It really will change your mindset as a wealth builder. Some of the strategies that I use for cultivating, the wealth mindset in my students, when we're having one-on-one sessions or even in group, kind of coaching events and such, that I want to provide techniques that cultivate that wealth building mentality when it comes to real estate investing. Because if I leave somebody the way I found them, I really haven't improved their situation or their life. And that's really what I think that we need to be doing is people who've got experience, people who have been successful at investing in real estate. We have the opportunity to help others get to where they want to be. And so my number one is get started, take action. There's a lot of people who they fail to take action. They fail to start, and you're not going to get anywhere if you don't take any action. So you need to take action. You need to start to get the information, start listening to people who can help get you to the next level, and hire a coach to be your mentor. And here's something that a lot of people, I get a lot of pushback on, but the evidence supports it. You will be more successful if you hire and pay a coach to teach you the things you want to learn, to get you to the level that you want to get to, than you ever will doing it free with a friend, doing it free with a mentor, doing it free from the videos online. The reason is because you have no buy-in, you have no commitment. Here's what happens. There's something that happens inside your mind as soon as you pay a coach to help you do something. As soon as you pay a coach, you buy their coaching program to get you to the next level. Now there's accountability. So first you got to get started, take action. Second, hire a coach, because there's value in paid help, but now there's also accountability. So when my students show up, for a coaching session and I go, okay, well, last time we talked, you were going to do this. Did you get it done? Well, no, I got busy. I couldn't do it. Okay. Well, number 2 on this, you were going to do this. How many of these phone calls did you make? Well, I made a couple after we got off the phone, but then, we went to the park and we had a picnic and, I went to work. I was tired after work. And, what happens is when you don't have any accountability, you start to make excuses. But now in those sessions, I start saying, hey, look, if you're serious about being successful, you've got to make these calls this week. Will you commit to doing that? Yeah, I will. But you know what I found out is that people don't want to come back a second time and have to be accountable to failing at the same thing. And so when you pay a coach to keep you on track, to motivate you, to help you achieve your goals, you're more likely to take action and succeed. And so with that, I think another key component is setting goals, getting in a place where you're visualizing and having positive affirmations. I do it on a daily basis. Goals are very important. They're stepping stones to your dreams. So if you have an overall dream, something you want to accomplish, you're going to establish several goals along the way that they're stepping stones to get there. And then I think it's important to bring some kind of visualized images into that process. So for instance, if your goal was to buy a new F-150 truck, well, get an image of an F-150 truck and put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your refrigerator. Those are the 2 places people go the most: their bathroom mirror when they get up in the morning, when they go to bed at night, and the refrigerator. I can tell by looking at Americans that they go to the refrigerator a lot. So it's a good place where they can look at the image of what it is that they want and remind themselves that they need to take those steps, those positive steps of action every day in order to achieve the goals so that they can get to their dream. And when you add accountability with that, with a coach, I think that you're much further along the process to being very successful at changing your mentality to a positive real estate mentality so you can accomplish. So again, you set your goals. I want to buy 2 rental properties this year. I want to buy 1 rental property. I want to buy 50 doors this year. I want to buy multifamily. I want to flip 5 houses. Get pictures of the 5 type of houses you want to flip, put them on your refrigerator, and then hold yourself accountable to that. And I think that, this is probably, I'm going to share a couple just real quick stories to kind of help you get an idea. Because when I got started, all I had was a dream. I mean, I grew up poor. Our family didn't have money to do all the things that my friends would do, to do all the exciting, outings. And when I became a young adult, I still really, was working, manual labor jobs just to pay the bills, keep the lights on. And so when I got started, I didn't have the money to take that kind of action. But I had a dream. And I set out some goals. And I took action. And even though I didn't have any money, I was able to acquire my first investment property. And I talk about that, on some other podcasts and some videos that we've done. But I was able to negotiate a zero down purchase of my first home for an investment. And so I know that it can be done. And I thought I'd just share a story of one of my clients. His name's Aaron. His testimony is on our website. So I thought this would be a really good one to talk about. He had never thought about being able to take some kind of action. And when I presented him as a coach, and I presented him that you can actually buy homes with zero money down, probably like a lot of people, I think, well, no, you can't do that. Those deals are all gone. Well, we were able to find a house for him. We were able to purchase that house with $0 down. And then he did a house hack on it. He ended up making $150,000 in equity on the purchase of the property. But then because of his house hack, he was able to get other people to help pay his mortgage, to pay his house. And he had never done it before, didn't think you could do it. And yet, because he started taking actions, established goals, had a dream of being able to acquire his first property, he actually did it. And we have a great testimony from him. And if he can do it, I know you can do it too. I did it many years ago. And so I know it's possible, but it starts with changing your mentality, changing your mindset. Once you change your mindset to a real estate mindset and a wealth building mindset, you will be leaps and bounds ahead of the competition. So I want to make sure that you subscribe to our podcast. You can share your feedback, questions, success stories. We read them all. And I want to thank you for being part of the Whitwam Real Estate Podcast today. This is Scott Whitwam with the Mindsets and Method for Wealth Building through Real Estate.